Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Listen, nobody's beaten the Cuban fighter Andy Cruz. 3 wins, 1 KO. And his wins, they're not just regular wins, man. It's the way he gets in there and just, dominates his opponents. Now, I'm telling you right now, there's big expectations for him. And I think Eddie Hearn is onto something. Because this guy, when he gets in the ring, he just sets it to cruise control. And upstairs, downstairs, his footwork is amazing. Of course, it's just his first 3 fights. And people are like, oh man, you're getting too excited over him. I heard somebody refer to him as a hype job. Now look, with 3 fights in, this man's fighting 10 rounds, all right? So you just don't really see that with a lot of these pros in the first 3 fights, 5 fights, 10 fights. But the fact that he's already going 10 rounds, he's fighting stiff competition, you got to give him all the respect in the world. I truly believe that this guy, Andy Cruz, I think his name is Andy, right? Andy Cruz, Cuban fighter. I just think he's going to go all the way. And the thing about it, right, is he's not your typical Cuban fighter where he's not Erislandy Lara. He's not Rigondeaux. I put it to you that way. Lara and Rigondeaux, if they can get you out of there, they would. But it'll be more come from you getting hit with something you didn't see, and then they take advantage of the opportunity and converge on you. But they still wouldn't get too reckless. But they would sit on the punches and let hard shots go. So they were more boxers. Now with Frank Sanchez, Cuban heavyweight, he's more of a boxer puncher. But he can get you out of there with 1 shot. But he's not a guy looking for the mash-up, crash-up. And then, of course, there's the old Cuban Cadillac with about 400,000 miles on it, Luis Ortiz. He can knock you out too, but again, he's more of the boxer puncher. But he hits hard, and once he gets you hurt, then all of a sudden, he puts the Cuban bing-bings on you. But with Andy Cruz, it's almost like his style of fighting, and maybe that's because he's fighting out of the gym up there with Bozy, Ennis up there in Philly. And out there in Cuba where he was fighting, they were strictly business, but it was more, typical Caribbean people, man, talking, laughing, having fun in the gym. We're out there in Philly. They're coming out there strictly business, EPMD. They're looking to take your head off. So I think with Andy Cruz's style, it's evolving to be more of a crowd-pleasing style where he's puncher-boxer. Don't get me wrong. He's a magnificent boxer, but I think he's looking to bring that heat because that guy he fought tonight was just tough, man. Tough. I don't see how that guy his corner didn't stop the fight. To me, that was foolish to let him get the shit beat out of him over 10 rounds like that. But nonetheless, Andy Cruz, he's a puncher boxer. That's what I'm going to refer to him as, a puncher boxer, because he can crack. And he's an amazing fighter. One thing I will say, and I can say this for another video, Keyshawn Davis better stay far away from this guy here, this Cuban fighter right here, because I just don't think anything good happens for Keyshawn against him. Plus, when you look at the fact they fought in the amateur 4 times, and Keyshawn lost all 4 times, probably needs to stay away from him. Now, this is a whole nother video here. So the Keyshawn Davis Cruz thing, that's a video. But what I'm about to tell you is a whole nother video. It's Keyshawn Davis, Andy Cruz. Could just be one of them situations where Keyshawn Davis is Shane Mosley and Andy Cruz is Vernon Forrest. It's like it doesn't matter how many times you fight, you're going to lose. You know what I'm saying? So Andy Cruz is just a guy. I think Andy Cruz and Jaron Ennis are going to make Bozy a Hall of Fame trainer. I just really do. In addition to that, you figure Bozy's already working with Ennis. Ennis is there with Eddie Hearn. Cruz is already there with Eddie Hearn. Just bring Jaron Ennis over there. Bring Jaron Ennis on over there, man. Let him get in there, man, and get some of these fights. Get active, get some of these wins. Quit chasing goddamn Terrence Crawford, all right? Get out here and keep building up your profile, getting some wins, making a little $1-2 million a fight. Whatever he's making, let him do that. Eddie Hearn square him away and build up his profile. The same way He helped to, well, Top Ring did a great job building up Berlanga. Eddie Hearn is still continuing to build him up. Eddie Hearn is doing that. For all of his fighters with big names, Eddie Hearn does that. He's brilliant at doing it. And I just think when I'm looking at, I'm like, you know what, Andy Cruz is no joke. Bozy got something going. But shit, it's a good opportunity to just bring son Jaron on over, and they can keep the party going. But that being said, if y'all don't know who Andy Cruz is, man, this Cuban fighter, man, y'all better look him up, because I really think he's on to something. He is on to something. Even his defense, man, you look at it and think he's showboating and shit, and the guy will throw a shot and he just catches it and counters it, or steps around, gets underneath it, goes to the body back up top. His timing, his accuracy, it's just pretty brilliant, man. Pretty brilliant boxing, amazing to watch. But that being said, the Cuban fighter is on cruise control, and I honestly don't see anybody really messing with him at this point in time, unless he gets in there with somebody who has a chin and who's just gonna fight him and who can hit, like a Marcos Maidana kind of fighter, like Arturo Gatti kind of guy, where it's like, okay, they can take some punishment, but they're gonna come at you, and they're not gonna let you really think. They're gonna disrupt your IQ. Like somebody like that is, you know, the only fighter that can give a guy like this problem. But then the problem with a guy like that is they could be, you know, they could play right into the hands of a guy like Cruz, who's a masterful boxer, man. That being said, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents, man. Pretty good combination seeing Bozy with this guy. I just think he's going to continue to elevate him, and I expect some great things from him. Y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.